Jackals TV is on the air for the semifinals of the 2026 summer season in the ASHL in Langley. There you see the Jackals on the right side of your screen warming up for the semifinal game against the three Bears, who will be on the left side of your screen wearing the black jerseys with orange trim. These two teams will be facing off to see who will be facing the Bad Dogs in the finals of the division later in the week, the Bad Dogs having beaten the Garbage Men earlier in the night. These two teams only had one meeting earlier in the year in the regular season. That was a 5-4 victory by the three Bears. That was a game where the Jackals were up 4-2 in the third period, gave up two late goals for a tie, and then losing in overtime. So the Jackals will be looking for revenge, and we'll be expecting a close game between these two teams. From a roster perspective, it's quite the mismatch. The Bears only have 9 skaters here in this game. The Jackals, however, have 14, 9 forwards and 5 defense here playing. Trevor getting the start in net. Only 2 Jackals available for play here in the playoffs are not here tonight. Riley and Gary Mizuno out. Brad Haber sparing on defense to get the team up to 5D. So let's head right to the first period action. It's going to be a great start for the Jackals. An early offensive zone draw that gets one back to Johnny. He sweeps that towards the net. Goalie directs it to the corner. Then it's going to come up the left wall. Troy holds it in. Darshan battling along the wall. Troy helping him out, putting it down low to Jer. And as he picks it up behind the net, he's going to fire it out to Troy on the point, who's going to step into a slap shot off the glove right to Darshan, who quickly sweeps it into the yawning cage. And the Jackals have a 1-0 lead here in the semifinal. Bears looking to quickly respond, weaving their way into the offensive zone. The puck's going to get poked away out to the point. This defender tries to collect it, loses control down to the half wall. Is going to spin off the check and then find another player coming in from the point who's going to walk into the high slot and rip it high on the blocker. And Trevor is going to swat it away with the waffle. Darryl with the back check, and he's going to collect the puck, and then he's going to have some miscommunication here with Troy in the corner. He puts it behind the net thinking Troy was there, but he was off into the corner. Bears pick it up, pass it out front, and whip that shot off of Trevor's blocker yet again. There's a neutral zone draw that the Bears wingers react well to. Looked like possibly that was offside on the backhand pass, and that player's going to pull it to the backhand and slide it in. Jackals upset about the potential for an offside there. And if we look at it closely, it is by the slimmest of margins, one way or another. Hard to tell if it was actually offside or onside. Either way, it doesn't matter. It is 1-1. Focus on the face-off here. Darryl with the Bears player, and he's going to give him a little shove at the top of the pants downwards, dragging him down. And as he does, the shot's going to come up and hit that player and deflect wide. He's going to be upset about it and thinking maybe Dave did that to him. He's going to give Dave a cross-check. Play is going to continue. Watch that player now come back at Gary, and they're going to argue with each other. Play's going to come back in. Trevor's going to kill the play, and that player is going to engage again with Gary in front of the net. It's going to be a lot of discussion about it. Darryl coming in there, maybe having something to say. No one on the ice, especially the Bears player, realizing that Darryl had started that all off with the play on the draw, and so we're going to line up for yet another face-off here, and we'll see what happens, see if there's more of the same on this draw. Darryl's going to win it towards the wall, but it bounces off the players there, and the player on the draw whips it towards the net. Looks like it goes over the net. Bears keep it in, throw it towards the front. David now once again engaged with that Bears player. Gets held in at the point once more, and as this puck goes towards the front of the net, it's going to bounce off the players, and then the puck's going to go to David, and he's going to split the D, and looks like he's away, but there's a player coming back hard, and then takes him out with a bit of a body check there, knocking him down with a shoulder-to-shoulder contact. No penalties on any of this action, and it's heating up. There's a point shot from Brad that Rob reaches in and gets the tip on, but it's up and over the glass. First period, winding down. Here's a clearing attempt by the Jackals up the middle. It gets knocked down by the Bears player. He's going to hold on to it as he goes to the left, throws it towards the net, bounces off some legs down behind the net, and then Bob throws the puck behind the net, and the Bears player picks it off, throws it out front, it's tipped on net, and Trevor sees it coming, directs it to the corner, and we go to the second period, 1-1. Jackals with a turnover, odd man rush early in the period. Johnny's walking down the right side. He tries to go short side with it, but the goalie gets a piece of it with his glove. There's a punt clearing attempt by the Bears. It goes super high. It stays inside the arena, though, and it's going to get pushed up to Brad, who's going to step across the blue line, let our big slap shot go from the top of the circle, but it's into the logo of the goalie. Stuns him a bit, but play continues on a little later. Back in the Jackal zone now. David battling for it behind the net. It gets popped out front over to this person on the left who slides it across, and it gets chopped on the net. But again, Trevor reads it well and comes across to make the save. Now we have David weaving back into his own zone with the puck, and as he tries to turn away there, he takes a vicious hack across the leg, moves the puck up the ice, but you see Jer come in, bump into that player that did the slashing, and as they enter the screen here, they're back engaged with each other, bouncing off of each other. Jer trying to stay out of it, it looks like, and that player is engaged until they finally get tied up, and the referee's going to call a penalty, and you would think by looking at what happened there, it would be just 3 Bears, but instead it's both players that are going to the box. Another one draw by Daryl, and the center just falls for no reason, so Gary is able to walk right in, take a big slap shot, but it's off Daryl's stick and tipped wide. Now we see the puck get cleared up the middle to Chris Duhar, and he tries to control it, but it rolls off his stick, and that 3 Bears player has a lot of speed when he picks it up around the defender and to the far side on the blocker, and again, Trevor moving well laterally makes another save. The Bears trying to get the puck in at the offensive zone, and Gary comes out and disrupts it from the players coming across the line. Daryl jumps on the loose puck, goes down the right side. The defender has to worry about the 2-on-1, so Daryl just walks in and roofs it under the bar and over the glove, and the Jackals are back on top, restoring the lead. It's now 2-1. 3 Bears trying to pass it out. That player misses it, so Gary corrals it. And as he tries to move it up, he fans on it, and it's stolen by the 3 Bears player. And as he goes in, the stick is in from Gary, and the player goes down looking kind of easily. But either way, it's going to be a penalty when you take a player down on a scoring attempt. So now the Jackals are killing a penalty here in the second half of the second period. Bears coming in off the rush, taking a shot through a screen, and Trevor getting the glove down, making a save. Power play continues. They work it down low for a shot from a bad angle, and there's a rebound right in front, chopped towards the net, but Brad gets a stick on it, and it goes wide. Penalty successfully killed. Jackals back to full strength. Gary coming down the left side, throws out front for Jer, and he can't get a stick on it. Bounces off the wall here to this Bears player, who's going to pull away from Aaron, go in one-on-one on David, and as he cuts to the middle, David gets a stick in there, and the player kind of chicken wings it and holds on to it. And that's going to result in a hooking penalty to David. So the Jackals are back onto the penalty kill, looking to dodge another bullet here. There's a shot through. Rebound goes right to this player on the left side. But again, Trevor in a great position to make a save and kick it to the corner. Play continuing along the half wall. Just 25 seconds left here in the second period. Bob chipping the puck behind the net. Troy's got it. He's got space to get it down. Fans on it, though. And then Johnny picks it up, and he just puts it weakly off the wall, and it's kept in by the Bears. So they got one more chance here with time running out in the second period. They're going to try to pass it across to the far side. It gets blocked. It's going to end up behind the net, and that player behind the net is eventually going to complete the pass to that player on the left, and he shoots it, and he thinks he scored, but no, it's just sitting in behind Trevor. He doesn't know it. The only player on the ice that knows it is the 3 Bears player on the left side of the net, and he's going to poke it home with just 2 seconds left in the period. It's now 2-2. Jackals look to capitalize on a turnover of their own. Jason picks up the puck in the neutral zone, streaks down the right side. He's got Lloyd with him, but he shoots, and it's covered up by the Bears goalie. Jackals continue their strong play here early in the third. Maybe the Bears getting a little tired with their 9 skaters. David going wide on the right side. He gets forced behind the net, throws it right out front to Darshawn, and as he's trying to find it in his feet, he gets knocked down, or at least that's what the referee believes. I believe the replay will show it was more of Darsh just trying to control the puck too close in on his feet. But either way, Jackals are going to the power play. And as Brad is moving the puck, watch in front. Jay's trying to set up a screen. And this defender is going to reach in with his stick and just push his foot out from behind. An obvious slew foot, much worse than the tripping penalty we saw earlier. And then he had an opportunity as a scoring attempt, but he was down on the ice, and so he couldn't get it up. But no penalty called. Jackals power play now over, back to 5-on-5 hockey. Bears nearly give that puck away to Daryl in front of their own net, but instead he gets bumped up to the guy on the left side, and he goes around the defender and tries to go on the backhand, makes a save there, got the rebound, and then whipped that over the net as well. Bears kind of taking over now. Here's an odd man rush the other way. 3-on-1 shot there, saved by Trevor, and he comes across nice and cleanly to be set to make a save off the rebound as well, and then he fights hard to cover up the rebound. Another opportunity for the Bears here. Coming down the right side, Brad goes to get him, and it gets bumped back to the point, and that player's going to put it out front. The player all alone in front tries to sweep it through the 5-hole. Trevor bats it off to the corner, and then here's Johnny. He's got Darshawn going, but he leads him too much, and it goes down for an icing. Could have been a breakaway, but instead it's an icing, and here's the ensuing face-off off the icing. Puck coming out to the point. Bears keep it in, throw it towards the middle of the ice. This player holds up, puts it back towards the middle, who finds the player on the back door and tips it home. So a costly icing for the Jackals, and the Bears have a lead 3-2 with just 5 minutes to go in the game. Gary with the puck down below his own goal line. He flips it up the ice. It goes through the defenders who touched it, and the goalie also touched it, negates the icing the other way. And Daryl throws it out front to Jay, who's coming hard to the front of the net. And I think the goalie was looking past him to players higher up in the ice. And Jason just quickly taps it home before the goalie can react. And just a few seconds after giving up the lead, the Jackals have tied this. Just a minute or so later, Bob picking up this puck in his own zone, bumps it up the wall to Aaron, who then scoops it up to Chris Duhar, bumping that over to Rob, who takes the shot. It goes over the crossbar, and it comes out to Brad here on the point, who takes a quick slap shot, and then a spectacular screen in front of the net by Chris Duhar, and the puck sails in on the shorthand side. And the Jackals have improbably rebounded from giving up that go-ahead goal, which is 5 minutes to play, to score 2 in a couple minutes. And you can see Brad pointing to Stuhar in front of the net, who created that screen. And the Jackals are now up again in the third period here, 4-3. Bears pressing the tie, though. There was that point shot, and then a bad angle shot here from this side that had a chance. Puck ends up behind the net. Bears looking for a play in front. It's going to get bumped back out to the point here eventually for this one-timer. It looks like it's blocked in front, and then there's just a mad scramble. Bodies everywhere. Trevor fighting for it. It ends up here on Darshawn's stick eventually, and the Jackals get it out. So the Bears are going to call a timeout with just a minute to go in this game. Jackals leading 4-3, strategizing on the bench on how they're going to defend this lead. There's 1 point shot from the Bears. It doesn't get through the fog of players in front of the net. It ends up back on the point again. Another attempted point shot blocked once again, and this time Brad's going to jump on it and then peel away from the Bears players, go down the left side. Looks like he's got to look at that empty net, takes the shot, and it's off the post, or the base of the net at least, and it stays out. So the Bears still have a chance. They're trying to drive the puck in, and there's Daryl just wiping that player out. He's got some help from Pablo there. The Bears player's going to come in and pile on top as well. It's going to be a rugby scrum below the goal line behind the Jackals net. Eventually, the ref is going to blow this dead as it starts to get a little ugly there. That player gets a German suplex from Gary Pabla, and the referee is going to send both those players off. And so, with just a few seconds left, the Bears dump it in. It's in behind the Jackals net. Bob's going to hold it there to kill the clock. Brad eventually picks it up, and that's going to run the clock out. But look over here on this side. As Rob is celebrating, this player spears him in the gut, or at least slashes him across the gut. A gutless play from the Three Bears player there when the game was over and the player was just celebrating win. I didn't see any time where those two players were engaged part of that, so that just seemed like an unprovoked attack, and Troy is going to really take exception to that, and so he's going to come out and challenge that player at center ice here after the game is over. The referees are eventually going to separate it. That Bears player pointing towards the change room. I'm not sure if he thinks they won the game. That's the type of gesture you would make, sending a team that you just beat to the dressing room. You don't typically send the winning team to the dressing room, but either way, Jackals with a big win here in the semifinals. So let's have a look at the stats in this 4-3 victory. Daryl with a goal and assist, Gary Pablo with 2 assists, Jason, Brad, and Darshawn each with a goal. Let's have a look at the overall playoff stats now. Aaron's still at the top with 5 goals. Jer tied with him with 5 assists. Daryl now there, tied for third with these 2 goals and 1 assist in the 3 games. So let's have a look at the semifinal scoreboard. The Jackals winning their game 4-3, and another close game in the other one. The Bad Dogs beating the Garbagemen 4-2. So that means the Bad Dogs and the Jackals will meet in the finals, with that game happening just a few days later on Friday night. These two teams played twice during the regular season. One was a 5-4 loss by the Jackals, and then the next one was a 6-0 loss by the Jackals. So 1 close game, 1 blowout, and we'll see how the final goes on Friday. See you then.